Hi everyone, Monisha here. I'm teaching maths and physics from 8th to 2nd PUC in Vidya Jyoti High School, BTM Layout, Bangalore. Let us start a new chapter, sets, which is the easiest chapter of first PUC science. Let us have a look into that. In this video, I'll be teaching only about the introduction part, the types of sets, sets representation, finite infinite sets, equal sets, power set, universal set, and how to draw the Venn diagrams, and properties of both union and intersection, complement of sets, and so on. So these are the topics I'm going to cover in this video. First of all, we need to know that what is a set. Set is synonymous with the word collection, aggregate. A set of, a collection of, aggregate of, class of are all synonymous and is comprised of elements, objects, members, etc. The following are some of the examples of sets. The collection of vowels in English alphabets, that is A, E, I, O, U, is a set of English alphabet, and also it is said to be vowels. The collection of past presidents of Indian Union, these are also a collection of set. The weights of all the students of a class, this is also a type of set. So these are said to be a set. So let us know the definition, the correct definition of set. Defining a set. A set is a collection of well-defined entities, objects, or elements. A set is a group of one or more elements with common characteristics. Or a set is a collection of distinct, unordered objects. Sets are typically collection of numbers, so a set may be contain any type of data. So either of any one of these definition you can write it in your exam. If they ask you what is a set, then you can write simply a set is a collection of well-defined entities. Either it can be alphabets, either it can be weight of objects, either it can be the past presidents, anything. Either it can be a set of colors. So this is defined as a collection or a set. So how can we describe a set? So this is about describing a set. A set is described by listing elements separated by commas with brackets. A set of vowels of English alphabet may be described as A, E, I, O, U. You can see here each and every alphabet has been separated by comma where it has been enclosed in bracket. So this type of representation is a set representation. A set of even natural numbers can be described as within two bracket. We have to write a number of even numbers. We know that the numbers are infinite, so we can put a number of dots here. Note, the order in which the elements are written makes no difference. Also, repetition of an element has no effect. For example, 1, 2, 3, 2 is same as 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let us go to the next topic. Before learning anything, we had to know who actually invented it. So history of sets. The theory of sets was developed. It was first developed by German mathematician Georg Cantor. He first encountered sets while working on problems of trigonometric series. So he encountered the word sets or the problems on sets by trigonometric series. Sets are being used in mathematics problems since they were discovered. So from discovery of it, sets has been used in various fields and in various curriculum. Sets representation. There are two ways to represent sets. The two methods are, first one, roster or tabular form. Second one, set builder form. Roster or tabular form. In roster form, all the elements of set are listed. The elements are being separated by comma and enclosed within the braces. So we know that a set of numbers will be given. So these are the set of numbers 1, 2, 3 up to 10. If they told you to write in roster method, then we have to put bracket to it so that whole numbers will get converged in that two brackets. So this is roster form or tabular form. Next is set builder form. In set builder form, all the elements of a set possess a single common property which is not possessed by an element outside the set. Set of natural numbers k. We know that if we consider natural number, there are infinite numbers and we can't count it. If that type of question arises, then you have to take set builder form, where k is the set of natural number which is given as x colon x is a natural number. X can be any number which includes in natural numbers list. Next is example of sets in maths. There are numerous alphabets given to set and the set operation. The capital N denotes the set of all natural numbers. The capital Z denotes the set of all integers. The capital Q denotes the set of all rational numbers. And capital R denotes the set of all real numbers. The capital Z plus denotes the set of positive integers. And Q plus denotes the set of positive rational numbers, and R plus denotes the set of positive real numbers. So these are the notations for the given alphabet. Let us move on to the types of sets. There are different types of sets to study. They are empty sets, finite and infinite series and also sets, equal sets, subset, power set and universal set. Let us learn about each and one of the different types of sets given here. First one is the empty set. The word or the name itself signifies it is empty, means nothing. A set which doesn't contain any element is called empty set or null set or a void set, denoted by symbol null, or a bracket which is closed where not even a single element is there. Example, let R is equal to x colon 1 less than x less than 2. The number which is between 2 and 1, there is no number. So x is a natural number. So this type of sets are said to be the empty set or null set or void set. Moving on to the next type of set, that is finite and infinite sets. First one is finite set. A set is called finite set if its elements can be counted and the process of counting terminates at a certain natural number, say n. Example, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, or 1, 2, 3 up to 100. So these are the numbers which come between two brackets, where we can notice that the set of numbers are countable. We can know there is a perfect set of numbers which can be counted. So these type of numbers are said to be finite set which can be counted. Moving on to the next type, that is infinite set. The name itself signifies there is infinite numbers. A set which is not finite, or in other words a set in which the process of counting does not terminate, is an infinite set. The set of natural numbers, the set of even numbers, the set of odd numbers. If they are plainly given the set of natural numbers, we know that we can't count the natural numbers. It is infinite, infinity. So this type of sets where we can't count a certain pattern of numbers is said to be infinite set. I hope you understood the difference between finite and infinite set. Moving on to equal set. Two sets A and B are said to be equal if every element of A is a member of B and every element of B is a member of A. If sets A and B are equal, we write A is equal to B. For example, if set A has 1, 2, 3 and set B also have 1, 2, 3 as elements, then set A is equal to set B. Moving on to unequal set. When there are not equal or there exists at least one distinct element between these two sets, then we write A is not equal to B. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 5, 6 and B is equal to 5, 6, 2, 1. Here A is equal to B because all the elements are same, 1, 2, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 5, 6. Whereas in unequal sets, either both the set of elements can be completely different or at least one element will be missing or extra. is said to be equal and unequal sets. Moving to the important topic, that is subset. A set R is said to be subset of set K if every element of R is also an element K. That is, R is a set of number which belongs to a set K. This means all the elements of R contained in K. For example, if R is equal to 1, 2 and K is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, then that R12 belongs to set K. So this is the meaning of a subset. Next one is power set. The set of all subset of a given set is called power set of that set. The collection of all subsets of a set K is called power set and denoted by P of K. In P of K, every element is a set. If K is equal to 1, 2, P of K is null set 1, 2, 1, 2. Everything which belongs to the set K is said to be the power set of set K. Universal set. Universal set is a set which contains all objects including itself. For example, the set of real number would be the universal set of all other sets of numbers. Note, excluding negative root. The set of real number is a universal set of all other sets of numbers. Moving on to subsets of R. The set of natural numbers n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. The set of integers z is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. The set of rational numbers q, x, colon x belongs to or equal to p by q, where pq belongs to integer z and q is not equal to 0. Members of Q also include negative numbers. So these are the subsets of R. The set of natural numbers, the set of integers and the set of rational numbers. Intervals of subsets of R. There are two types of intervals. One is open interval and the one is closed interval. So come, let us know about what is an open interval. The interval denoted as a comma b, where a and b are real numbers in an open interval, means including all elements between a to b but excluding a and b. For example, if a set is given and if it is denoted as an open interval from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then that open interval is excluding. In that set, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be considered, whereas 1 and 6 will be excluded. So in a set from 1 to 6, the middle terms, that is 2 to 5 will be included, whereas the edge term, that is 1 and 6 will be excluded, is called as an open interval. Moving on to closed interval. The interval denoted as a comma b and a, b are real numbers is an open interval or closed interval, means including all the elements between a to b and also including a and b. In open interval, what we did was, we will be excluding the edge numbers. That is, if we take 1 up to 6, 1 and 6 will be excluded and only 2 to 5 will be included. But in closed interval, we will be including all the numbers. If in a set from 1 to 6, we will be including all the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, everything. So that is a closed interval. That is a difference between open interval and closed interval. In open interval, the edge numbers are excluded, whereas in closed interval, we will be including all the number of elements in the set. Moving on to the important topics, that is Venn diagram. A Venn diagram or set diagram is a diagram that shows all possible logical relations between a finite collection of sets. Venn diagrams were conceived around 1880 by John Venn. They are used to teach elementary set theory as well as illustrate simple set relationships in probability, logic, statistics, linguistics and computer science. Often pictures are very helpful in our thinking. Instead of theoretical manner, if we use the Venn diagrams, it will be easier for you to understand the problems. In set theory, we are using closed curves, usually circles and rectangles, to to represent sets, and a combination of these is named as Venn diagrams. To represent a particular problem, we will be using pictures, where in a picture we will be using two shapes, that is a circle and a rectangle. So a number of shapes of a circle and a rectangle used to represent a particular problem is said to be a Venn diagram. Below are some examples of Venn diagram. U is universal set. A is a subset of U, that is A is contained in U. If A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and universal set is equal to 1 to 9, then A is said to be the subset of U. A dash is complement of A. Complement of A means the number in complement of A is not in the set A. If A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and then A dash is excluding 1, 2, 3, it will be having all the elements which is in universal set. That is the complement of A. Venn consists of rectangles and closed curves, usually circles. The universal is represented usually by rectangles and its subsets by the circle. The universal set is always represented by rectangle and the subset of it is represented by circles. Universal set with two disjoint sets, disjoint bit, they will not be having any common elements. If A is equal to odd number, B is equal to even numbers and U is equal to universal set is real numbers. So this both A and B is in universal set, but A and B is not joined because both don't have any common elements. So here second one, U is equal to real numbers where A is even number and B is number divisible by 5. So in even number, there will be a number which is divisible by 5. For example, 5 2s are 10. So 10 is an even number and also 10 is a number which is divisible by 5. Therefore, it is called as intersecting sets. So disjoint sets means the sets which don't have any common elements, whereas intersecting sets having common element between both the sets. Set A and subset B. A is real number and B is even numbers. Here A is real number and inside the real number the even number includes. So this type of sets are represented by Venn diagram as shown. That will be two concentric circle. So A is real number and where B is even number. Second is B is boys in the school, T is tennis player, G girls in the school. We know that T is tennis players. Okay, so T will be tennis players in which B is boys and G is girls. Some girls will be tennis players and some boys will be tennis players. So that is included inside T here. So rest of the students are not tennis players. So these type of representation are given in 3 circles. Next type is C is boys who play cricket, T boys who play tennis and G boys who play golf. So the centered term includes the boys who play all the 3 games. So the centered term. So it is the intersection of all the 3 games, cricket, tennis and golf. So the centered term shows those boys are interested to play all the 3 games, cricket, tennis and also golf. Whereas this intersection says these boys, the boys which are included in this group play only 2 games, that is cricket and tennis. And the boys who are included in this part play 2 games, that is cricket and golf. And the boys who are intersecting in this place play 2 games, golf and tennis. And this part shows boys who play only cricket and this part shows boys who play only tennis and this part shows boys who play only golf. So this is the way of representing the ideas in Venn diagrams. Just by seeing the Venn diagram, we can avoid too much of theoretical part by depicting the whole equations in one single Venn diagram. So this is the colored representation. So the center part includes all A, B and C, as I said in cricket, golf and tennis. So this part signifies all the 3 games. So this part includes 2 games, either cricket or tennis. This part includes again 2 games, cricket and golf. This part includes 2 games, golf and tennis. And this orange part includes only cricket, this part includes only tennis and this part includes only golf. So this is the way of representing Venn diagrams. I hope you understood how to represent a Venn diagram. Let us move on to operations of sets. In operations of sets, there are two types. One is union and the one is intersection. Going on to union. Let A and B are two sets. The union of A and B is a set of all those elements which belong to either set A or set B or both set A and B. We shall use the notation A union. U is U, upper U, union B, read as A union B to denote the union of A and B. Whereas intersection, let A and B are two sets. The intersection of A and B is a set of only those elements that belong to both A and B. We shall use A, the U shape will be downwards, A intersection B, read as A intersection B. Union means we have to include all the elements or all the part of A and B. Intersection means we have to take only the common elements of A and B. So this is a difference between union and intersection. Union means we have to take the whole part, whereas intersection means we have to take only the common part. Some properties of operation of union. These are the properties of union sets. That is A union B is equal to B union A, which is a commutative law. Next is A union B union C is equal to A union B union C, that is associative law. A union null set is equal to A, that is law of identity element. A union A is equal to A, that is idempotent law. Next is universal union A is equal to A, that is law of universal set. These are the formulas and the operations of the properties of union set. Next is some properties of operation of intersection. So in previous case we took union of it. Okay, union means the usual U, the U facing upwards. So intersection means the U facing downwards. So this is a symbol used for intersection, and upper U, that is the symbol used for union. This is downward U is the symbol used for intersection. The formula almost same as that of the union one, whereas only the symbol will change. Commutative law again, A intersection B is equal to B intersection A. Associative, A intersection B intersection C is equal to A intersection B intersection C, and so on. This is law of null set and union intersection, whereas this is idempotent and last is distributive. So these are the important formulas which come under intersection, and the previous formulas of union are also important in solving problems. The next topic is complement of set. Let U is equal to 1, 2, 3. Now the set of all those elements of U which does not belong to A will be called as A complement. A complement means, with an example I will tell you. So this outer part is universal set. The gray colored shade part is universal set. Okay. So this universal set may contain elements from, for example, 1 to 9. Whereas this A element, the set A contains A is equal to 1, 2, 3. So the universal set contains 1 to 9, whereas A is equal to 1 to 3. So the A is considered as a subset of U. Whereas what is a complement of A? Complement of A is the set A which contains only elements which are not in set A. Okay. So complement of A, since A is 1, 2, 3 and A dash is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because the universal set is from 1 to 9, whereas 1 to 3 is set A, whereas 4 to 9 is complement of A. So this is the way of representing complement of sets. Properties of complement of sets is, first is complement law. A union A dash is equal to U. A intersection A dash is equal to null set, because there is no common elements in A and A dash. De Morgan's law. A union B whole dash is equal to A dash intersection B dash. A intersection B whole dash is equal to A dash union B dash. Laws of double complementation is A dash whole dash is equal to A, whereas this dash dash get cancels. A dash means complement of A, where again if we make a complement means we will get the set A itself. Law of empty set and universal set, that is null dash is equal to u, whereas u dash is equal to null. So the complement of one will be the set of another. The set of another will be the complement of other set. Moving on to the last topic, that is set difference. The difference of sets B and A is a set of elements that are in B but not in A. This set is denoted as B minus A using set builder notation. So B minus A is equal to X, where X is a member of B and X is not a member of A. If I take X is equal to 1, 2, 3, whereas B is equal to 1, 2, 3, where A is equal to 4, 5, 6. So B will be the subset of X, whereas A will not be the element. You can see the example here. 3, 6, 9, 12 minus X is an odd integer. Odd integer, we don't know which are the odd integers. So we can take 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. So here 6 and 12 are even and 3 and 9 are odd numbers. So we have to remove it. So what is B minus A? Here B minus A, after removing this odd integers, whatever is remaining here 6 and 12, this 6 and 12 is called as the set difference. Okay. Let us go to the definition of difference of sets. The difference set of any two sets A and B is a set of members of set A which is not the member of set B. Example of difference of set: A is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, B is equal to 2, 3. So when we take the difference here, A minus B, if we take A minus B, this 2, 3, 2, 3 will get cancelled. The remaining will be 0, 1. So the difference of set A minus B or A slash B is 0 and 1. So this is a way of doing the difference of sets. Let us quickly recall the definition of set. Collection of object of a particular kind, such as a pack of cars, a crowd of people, a cricket team, etc. In mathematics, a natural number, prime numbers, etc. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. Elements of a set are synonymous terms. Sets are usually denoted by capital letters. Elements of a set are represented by small letter.